Afternoon and welcome back to Awakened Wellness. Marie is joining me here, my co-host, and I am Jocelyn. And the show today is what do you let control your health? That's quite a mouthful, and
Art just shortened it to what controls
Art just shortened it so it fits on the screen, which is great. I'm guessing we let an awful lot of things control us that we should never, ever, ever relinquish.
Oh, you're going to be shocked.
Oh boy! But before we jump in, do we have feedback?
Recaps.
We don't want to lose that.
Okay, I have a client who's got osteoporosis and weak muscle tone and everything else, and she had a car accident. Somebody rear-ended her, and she got 2 fractures.
Oh.
The interesting part of the story is she's somebody who doesn't, again, like Western medicine much, so she does tons of alternatives, so the practitioners immediately put her on all types of anti-inflammatories to help. Okay. So she goes to see the surgeon, the orthopedic, and they immediately took her off of all of them because the bones naturally becomes inflamed, and there's enzymes in the inflammation that heal the bone, and she had gone months and the bones weren't healing because she was pumping so many supplements into her body to reduce the inflammation.
Okay. So it was totally working opposite.
Right. So acute medicine and, chronic medicine don't always mix. Mm-hmm. And she was devastated, and I had to show her the studies and print them out and explain to her what the doctor was saying because she was dead set that these alternative practitioners knew what they were doing. I go, but they're not acute medicine.
Right.
They don't deal with acute
And when
medicine.
you say acute medicine, you're meaning
there's a broken bone, an immediate surgery, those kinds
right, that
of
it's
things.
Immediate, it's acute, it's a big deal, as opposed to something that's been going on for a
chronic.
while.
Alternatives
chronic.
Way better at chronic, Western's way better at acute, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, the next one, again, it's a humbling situation because we're in such a quick fix mentality that we just can't stop our minds from thinking everything should just rectify like that. Mm-hmm. Well, this woman blew her back out.
Oh.
And I told her that she slipped a vertebrae, meaning she's got a little what's called spondylolisthesis. And she wasn't happy with me. And I said, you need to just, work with your doctor, your chiropractor, and you need to just walk right now until it gets figured out. Well, I need to go to the gym. I said, you need to walk. And she was just so adamant about, well, what can I do when I go to the gym? I said, you can walk. So she goes down the whole list of exercises, and I said, no. Finally, she kept emailing and emailing. And finally, I said, your body will tell you what works. If it hurts, don't do it. So then I started getting the email. Every time I tried this, it hurt. Every time I tried that, it hurt. I can't, this is taking too long. Why is it taking too long? It's been 2 days.
Mm-hmm. What is that? What time period is too long? Could somebody please?
Yeah,
it depends on the person, doesn't it?
People
and the
do
injury.
not have the patience. They do not. They do not, because it's supposed to just fix itself, and they don't have time for it. And I was talking to my friend who's a functional medicine practitioner, and she has people coming in 2 days on a cold and this, and they've had enough, and she's just like, the body needs time to regroup and heal. And she's so overwhelmed that people just think it should just go away, that they should take something and it should just go away. Yeah. But we've programmed ourselves into it, hence this show. Correct. Because we've decided everything should just be a pill and it's going to fix itself, whether it's a supplement or a drug.
Yep.
We don't want to do the work.
Well, everybody's so quick to it's a disease. Well, it's dis-ease within your body. And oh my gosh, I've got this, I've got that. That's your body getting rid of whatever the problem is. And you need to be patient, because if you're taking these pills and doing these, quick fixes, your body hasn't gotten rid of, dealt with, decided what it wants to do. You're actually taking this perfect machine. People may hate that word, but you're taking this perfect human, this perfect thing that's you, and you're disrupting it by not letting it the computer go through its checklist. You're not letting your body go through and decide, well, I need this, because it'll tell you.
Right. This last person, again, it was a humbling experience for her as well. She was ice skating and she broke her elbow.
Oh, ow.
Yeah. So she went to see an orthopedic, and he told her she needed to have a pin put into it, but she'd only have 60% mobility at the end. But it was really vital that she had to do it as soon as possible. So she got frustrated. She got a second opinion. And as she's with the second opinion, they're backpedaling, and he's just sitting there, well, I can see where he's coming from. And she says, I don't want you to see where he's coming from. I want your opinion. What would you do? He goes, I wouldn't do the surgery. So then he does the MRI. There's no surgery warranted at all, except for in her wrist, because she had torn ligaments in the wrist and the bones are out in the wrist. So now she still needs surgery, but she's so upset that had she went with the first opinion, she'd have a 60% limitation on her elbow. And it wasn't even needed.
Wow.
And now her elbow's actually moving and working since it's been quite a few weeks now.
Right.
And she wanted to know, how can one doctor say one thing and one say the other? And it's this show in a nutshell.
Because
so you have to have your radar on when you're sitting there, because you're only getting the interpretation of what they learned and what they believe.
Correct.
There is no one thing that works.
Yep.
It's what they believe will work for you, but do you believe it will work for you?
And it also, per their expertise, what they've become their complete focus on. And again, they don't know you. And if you're not giving your body a little bit of time,
this one I don't know that time
right, but
was
shake
the thing,
out
because
what's
you had to
going
figure
on.
Out, because it's acute medicine, so you have to kind of go with it.
I mean, you can't go on forever, but you can at least take a deep breath.
Right.
How interesting.
It happens all the time that you get different opinions.
Yep.
That's why people are so afraid to go get a second opinion when they don't agree.
Because then they have to decide.
You should, but they think that their doctor should already know. But if it doesn't feel right, walk away. And then go back if you get a second opinion and his now feels right.
Yeah.
If that's what you need to do. But don't ever do it if it doesn't feel right. Because something inside of you is saying you need more information.
And again, that inner voice, the awakened
That
wellness.
is what we all need to drive us. Because we all have one, we just stopped listening. And that's hence this show. That we have given control in so many aspects that we have no idea.
We've allowed people to say you don't have that voice. We've allowed people to say you don't listen to that.
And what's driving the show for me are the weight loss shots. And how much that they're a result of how much we've given away the power over time from all these other areas that we're going to talk about, that now we can't even see how we're being manipulated.
Correct.
And it's dangerous. It's very dangerous.
It's 24/7.
And these are forever. You got to really think hard before you put something forever that you're not even sure the long-term side effects of this.
Well, they've been around for less than a year.
Right. So anyway, what do we give away our power to?
We give our power away to, well, if we're talking about this show, we give it away to doctors and insurance companies and healthcare.
Family.
Oh, okay. Back up.
All right.
Okay, we give it away to family with their opinion.
Just what we believe is right from what we learned growing up.
Growing
right?
up.
Comfort food, because we believe that's right. Even though it's comfort food, and most of it was at a time when there wasn't a lot of money or a lot of resources, and we have better nutrition now. We still eat those things because we believe they're life.
Okay.
So we give that inside of ourselves more power than our health.
Okay.
That, grits and fried chicken is better for us because we grew up with it. Not true. Right? Not true.
Correct.
That was what was available at the time. A lot of people didn't have money, so calories, fat, whatever you had, that doesn't mean that that's where you should be at now.
And certainly not at a different age in your life.
Right.
That can change as well.
Right. Family traditions with family and at gatherings, right? You give a lot of power away there.
Yep.
I'm the one that brings the healthy option. Because I just can't eat them.
Right.
For years I was chastised, and I know people all the time that eat them because they don't want to upset their family and they don't want to be singled out as that person. So you're giving away your power.
Correct.
You shouldn't have to make excuses for wanting to feel good.
Correct. And that's like going out to eat. I find I don't go out to eat as much because I don't have control of what the food is. But I also know that it upsets my stomach or whatever. So I'm not giving that power away anymore. And if I do, like you, I will bring a healthy alternative. I will look for healthy alternatives without being, a stick in the mud. But yeah, we do. Oh, that's okay. It's just a little bit. You can have that. It's just once.
Our emotional connections to food. We give away our power to our emotions all the time.
Yeah, that chocolate bar.
All right.
Yeah.
Friends and social circles, we give away power to them all the time.
Yep.
Yep. All the time. We're afraid of feeling judged. I know for years I was judged, and they told me I ate rabbit food and I ate this and I ate that. And I stood tall because I wasn't going to make it through a day. But I know people who cave all the time because their spouse wants to go for pizza and a beer. Go for pizza and a beer, but maybe eat a salad if you can't eat the pizza.
Right.
But still go.
Yeah.
And, well, he wants to share it with me. Well, then he's not looking out for you. You got to look out for you.
Take
if it really bothers you that much, if it doesn't bother you, eat it. I don't care. But we give it away all the time because we don't want to upset others, and then we're down for a week or two. The medical system, right? We give away our power to them all the time. Like I said with that woman with the elbow, right? She was afraid. What if I had done that?
Well, always thinking, like in the acute injuries, I understand going to the ER, but again, we need to decide, is this an acute injury or not an acute injury? That when working on the ambulance,
is more than acute too. I mean, you have your preventative care and all of that. But I know so many people say, the doctor said. I said, well, what do you think? What do you think? Well, I would rather, well, maybe you should investigate that.
Yep.
So it's not about not listening to the doctor. It's about taking it in and saying, is it right for me? Not because you don't want to do it. I mean, he wants me to eat right. I don't want to do it. I'm not saying that.
Right.
Because we all have that little stubborn side inside. But if he says you should start eating right and you say, I don't know what that is, well, maybe you should go investigate that and figure it out versus just shut down.
Right. Right. Well, I know I ran into it a lot on the ambulance and working 911. And you'd show up at somebody's house. Well, the doctor said I need to come in right now. Why? What's going on? I threw up. 10 times, 20 times. And again, giving that power away and not dissing on the doctor, but if you don't have all the facts, we need to keep our ERs for
And the medicine's treating symptoms, not causes. Right?
Yes.
So we're giving that power away too because we're allowing ourselves just to be treated for symptoms and not trying to find the cause.
I.e. refills for 13 years, 15 years, 20 years.
Sometimes it's something, I would say 89% of the time it's something we're doing that we can mitigate. Sometimes you're just not well and you have to take the meds for life. I'm okay with that. But if you can mitigate it, do you really want to?
Be on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Pharmaceutical companies, we give a lot of power away to them. But, and this is my pet peeve. Everybody complains to me about the pharmaceutical companies and their drive. But they wouldn't have any drive if we didn't
need it or ask for it or take it.
We give them the power by not self-caring.
Yeah.
We give them free rein to become opportunists over our weaknesses because we're choosing to stand tall and I don't want to care for myself.
I can't have my cold for 2 days. I need it gone. I need that pill. You're exactly right. And
I don't want to eat right, so I need my diabetic meds. I don't want to eat right, so I need my heart meds. I need my high blood pressure meds. Sometimes you need them and you can't mitigate it, but 89% of the time we are driving them to create these weight loss drugs. We're driving them to create. They don't make money off of ALS, that's this very rare illness.
Correct.
They make money off the masses of things they can get people to take all the time. So you can be mad at them all they want, but we're giving them the power.
Yeah.
We give them the power by not caring for ourselves. So stop being mad at them and look in the mirror and say, am I giving them power
Am I
over
enabling
me?
them?
Am I giving them power over me? That's all you have to do. And what's going to happen is what happened to chicken in the grocery stores. We now have all kind of organic versions we never had because people stopped buying it.
Yep.
We drive everything in our choices. And we're allowing all these things to multiply because we do not want to look in the mirror. It's all on us. You can blame them all you want. But if we do not self-care, they have all the pull.
Yep.
We're like puppets.
And it's the same with food. Well, I don't have time to cook. I don't have time to this. I don't have time to that. So TV dinners started, blah, blah, blah. And we gave the power away for what our food sources would be.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. How about your alternative practitioners? Same thing, right?
Yeah.
The supplements are driven by money. They're educating the practitioners. The practitioners are treating you for all these things that you don't want to self-care on.
Correct.
They're a billion-dollar industry.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Same thing. Does that mean they don't have a place? Of course they have a place, but we give them way too much of a place.
We put them up here.
Everybody thinks,
look,
if I take this, I don't have to do that. If I take that, I can eat that. If I take that, I'm going to feel better
And I can
about
do
that.
my research on TikTok.
I'm just saying, we are giving away the power to all of this, right? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. So it's become very overwhelming on what self-care is, and they're all doubling down on us because we're so confused. The diet industry, oh my God, they love us because they know New Year's Eve, they are going to double down and make a ton of money off of all of us that didn't self-care all year.
Correct.
And they know they've got 30 days to do it in.
Yep. January.
30 days to do it in. And they double down on us and we just go.
Yep.
We eat it up like you wouldn't believe.
How many people sign up for the gym and then by February 1st they're done?
Oh, the gym makes Planet
money.
Fitness's whole business plan is if you only charge $10 a month, people will never cancel it and never go. Because if everybody who had a membership at Planet Fitness went, they'd never fit through the door. So their whole business plan is we know they're not going to show up because we know how you all think. Yeah, they double down on us all the time because we do it. We give these people the power. We're so mad at them all the time.
Yep.
But don't give them the cookie.
I like it.
Take away the cookie.
That's funny. I watched, and January is jam-packed, and then maybe April, but definitely May is jam-packed because it's right before
My husband
summer.
and I are regular gym goers, and come January 1st, I said to him, I think we need to start reserving our bikes again. Because we can go to spin class the rest of the year and not have to care. But that first month, you better make sure you're not getting into class. And then by the third week, it's gone.
It's gone. Yep.
It's gone. But they made a heck of a lot of money on all those people that walked through the door and didn't follow through. And they signed on for a year.
For a year,
and
so
then they're going to forget.
And it's $100, $120, so it's no skin off their nose at that point.
Yep. So
Wow.
it's just how we roll. And we just keep pointing fingers and getting madder and madder. But without us, they have no power.
Yep. Yep.
So the next person who says something about the pharmaceutical companies, I say to them, why are they so strong? Why are they
You
so
buy
strong?
their products and you allow them. My grandmother once said to me, when you point at somebody, you've got 3 pointing back at yourself, and that's what we're not dealing with.
Yeah, so we
Don't
all
point.
have to. So for me, we talked about this in the last show. So I'm going to double down on you and not caring for yourself and saying to you, if you want to care for yourself, you can fund me now.
Absolutely.
Right? And this is going to fund more research into helping us take care of ourselves.
Fund your self-help. Stop funding someone's version, and you can be interested. I mean, look at your foods. Don't go crazy because, there's a lot of junk out there. But if you are totally approaching what you eat, how you eat, when you eat, in a very positive manner, that you're balancing it per what your body can tolerate, what it can eat, what you're allergic to, not allergic to. Incorporate it into the book, but tell yourself you're nourishing yourself.
Right.
Tell yourself, don't be negative. I hate this. It's not going to work. You have to nourish yourself and be positive.
The last one that I forgot, I just saw it. This is the most important one.
I knew there was another one.
Yeah, the most important one.
Dun, da, da.
Okay, the one that is controlling us the most is the clock.
Oh, the clock?
The clock.
Time?
Time. Because we want everything yesterday.
Oh.
Right?
I'm like, what are you talking about? Yes.
Because we are in this huge energy wave, 3 seconds on a website, right?
Yep.
3 minutes in a video. Anything longer than 3 minutes in a video, YouTube will tell you you'll never monetize because nobody will watch you over 3 minutes. That's why I don't do so well, because my videos are longer than 3 minutes. Because I can't give you your answer in 3 minutes.
3 minutes. Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, that's why as an early morning riser, I have all my shows and I lay there and I do my exercises as I listen to a half-hour show. Just FYI.
Right. So the beginning, the recap with the lady with the back, right? She wanted it yesterday.
Yes.
She doesn't want to take the time. I had another guy, he was on a vacation. His appendix burst. So he ended up in a hospital in New York. And he comes in because his kids tell me that he just had appendicitis and it burst and stuff. So he comes into my office, and it's been like 5 days.
Okay.
And I'm like, how'd you get here? Because I drove. I go, don't you still have drains? Yeah, so?
Oy.
It's not a big deal. I go, do you even realize I don't know what you're making such a big deal out of. And he's mad at me because I'm making a big deal out of this huge abdominal surgery that he just had, and that he had a seatbelt on, and then he still had drains, and he feels great. He's fine. It's no big deal.
Then why do you have the drains?
Oh, they just told me he had to have them. So he didn't have time for this. He didn't have time for this. He didn't have time to slow down for this. And within a week's time, he crashed because he was so fatigued. But we have to, the energy moves us. So we're being so pushed by the energy right now of quick fixes and the 3-second videos, or whatever it is, that it's spilling into all the other areas of our life. When your child starts talking, you cut them off. When your spouse starts talking, you cut them off. When you're in the car, you're cutting people off. So if we don't start taking a step back, so this one step that you take with your health back and start looking at the bigger picture, all that stuff is going to slow down.
Gotcha.
All of it's going to slow down.
Instead of being in a continual 24/7
because we're
race.
all in this continual rat race.
Yeah, it's a total race.
You have to slow down.
Yep. It's hard to slow down, and it's even harder to stop. But once you do it a couple of times, it actually, there's a little voice in the back of your head that goes, did you consider stopping? Did you consider just taking a step back? And I've often said, someone said, oh, I'm just so aggravated. I'm like, go hug a tree. And they're like, I can't believe you said something so ridiculous and stupid. I'm like, I'm telling you, go over to that tree, put your head on it, and just breathe. And I can't tell you how many people have said, what is going on with you? And I said, it's taking time to breathe the air. It's allowing nature to ground you. And you may think that's all weird stuff, but look at what we're surrounded by. Electricity and microwaves and all this stuff. Necessary for life, but you don't have to embrace it 24/7. You can unplug, ergo that you need to unplug.
Right.
Go read.
So the key is, what are you giving your power to? And that is everything. We all give it away every day to everything.
And we actually need to let it come out here, change your mind, stop, and come back in.
And just
give your power
start
to
learning
yourself.
about you. But if you start with your health, which is the most important piece of all of it, the rest of it will all follow.
Well, isn't there a saying, if you don't have your health, you have nothing?
Not all the money in the world can buy
I'm
you
thinking
your health,
that's a
is it?
T-shirt.
Yeah.
Just because.
Yeah, but if you don't have your health, money isn't going to fix it.
The only thing money will do is if you're dead serious about it, you're going to eat the better foods and you'll exercise and you'll do a few things. You're relying on it, but it isn't everything. You can accomplish all of that on your own.
And it's baby steps. Everything's baby steps. And in here, we talk about how you can start charting down where your health's at, what you're trying to accomplish. Just take the baby step. It gives you a million ideas of what you can do to help yourself versus just thinking there's only 2 ways to do it.
Yep.
Because
Or you don't even know how to get started.
you don't know how to get started.
And I think that's the biggest problem with most people. And they try to keep it mentally. And what I really like in looking at this book is that you can write it down. And what really struck me, being in EMS for so long, was that writing down the meds and vitamins and whatever you're taking, writing down what it's supposed to do, and then writing down what the side effects are so that you can actually go, I really felt awful. And I liked how you explained that. Make a little tick mark by it. Actually visually look at that and check in with yourself. Now you
it
can
could be
check
something
in.
as one of your meds gives you nausea and you don't know what to do about it. And you read fresh ginger or something and you have ginger tea after you eat. And the next thing you know, you feel better every day. Because you recognize that your med was giving you nausea. You recognize there was a way you could mitigate it. And then all of a sudden you have more energy to do all these other things you couldn't do because you mitigated that one side.
Exactly. You empowered yourself
Yes.
by following a few simple steps so that you could identify it, which is the same thing that the doctor does. He writes it down and take this, take that. If you've already got that, look at what's going on.
Yeah.
I love it. I'm so proud of you. Seriously, so proud of you. I just writes a book over Christmas vacation.
I'm a 5 o'clock riser.
I am too.
And I just sit there and just kind of play, and the ideas just keep flowing. And then by 6 o'clock, I'm done, and I just move on. And it happens pretty quick when you're just sitting there, kind of letting the energy flow. And it's
That's
not
a
a
great
burden to
idea.
me because it's what I enjoy doing when I wake up.
Yep. I'm an early riser. I get more done early in the morning. My brain
brain's
is
sharpest first thing in the morning.
Yep. Come 6 o'clock, I'm a little wishy-washy. I can't profess.
I enjoy creating. So
I like it. And we should all enjoy creation. We're one of the greatest
I do have to
creations
say, I'm
ever
doing
known.
pottery now, and it's a wormhole for me.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, like those reels, it's a wormhole. I never watched reels before other than exercise ones.
Now you are?
I'm a pottery reel wormholer, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, the ideas are endless.
Yeah.
So now I got to get a kiln, I got to get everything, you know.
I love it. Well, stay tuned because between the reels and TikTok and all these little fun things, again, they're fun. Don't be afraid of it. Enjoy it. Smile, laugh.
Yep.
And remember, you are perfection and you got to listen. So thank you for joining us. Thank you, Marie. And I am Jocelyn. We will see you next time. And don't forget, grab these books and send in your comments and questions. Have a great day.